All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly BGA Insurance Medicare stream. Tonight, we have a very special occasion where two men are going to be deciding the fate of the world. And their names are Joe Bachmeyer and Greg Goodis. What's up, guys?
Man, not much. That was a great intro for us.
Yeah. All right. It's all down to you two. Who knows what's going to happen for 2021, but these guys are going to tell us. Tonight, we're going to start off with some Medicare news, and we'll talk a little bit about the debates. You know, these guys are going to give us some predictions, what they think might happen. And then we'll get into some important information about Medicare enrollment coming up on October 1st. So whoever wants to start, just take it. What do you guys think about the debates tonight? We're going to get any fireworks, of course, but what do you think about Medicare? Any predictions?
When it comes to debates, I think we're going to see probably just a full-on fight. You know, it's going to be, I don't know how much info is really going to come out of it. I don't think anything truthful is going to come out of it. But it should be real entertaining. I mean, this is the best reality TV you can get. Unfortunately, this is what our political systems come to. We depend on reality TV, but yeah, I mean, they might actually touch on Medicare tonight because I know there's been a lot of, blurbs going around about changes and who's going to do this and who's going to do that. So maybe it's worth watching to see if either of them touch on their plans. I think the bigger hot button is Medicare for all versus the actual existing Medicare system. So that might get touched on more so than anything. Just for most clients, realize the things you hear on TV, whether it's in a commercial, whether it's on these debates, talk to us first. My own mother called me the other day because she's like, what are they doing? They just said Trump signed something that's going to end Medicare. No, that's not true. I know it's time of year where, these ads get pretty crazy, but call us first before you jump to conclusions or, I really, she was really upset. I'm like, you need to not pay attention to that stuff. Just pay attention to what I tell you to do. This is my mom. I mean, for my customers, I would be just a little different. But pay attention to what we know because we're the ones who are, we're the insiders. We're the ones looking into this stuff. But no, my prediction for tonight, I don't know. I mean, if you could, I wonder if Vegas is taking odds on who's going to pass out first. Or first. I don't know. Joe, you got any input on that tonight?
No, I think there's going to be some fireworks tonight. I mean, if it's anything like the like Trump's last outing with the fireworks in the background at the end of the national convention. I mean, with Trump, I mean, he's definitely going to try to get in the face of Biden. Biden's, it's going to be crazy. And the argument that I get is after this is over, I go back and forth between Fox News and CNN, and CNN's killing Trump and Fox News is killing Biden, that he's losing his marbles, and so, it's going to be pretty funny at the end of this to watch both sides going at it, and then watching the aftermath, the post game show, you might want to call it. So but like Greg said, it's definitely reality TV. If you remember the debates 4 years ago, it was a riot when it came down to Trump and Hillary. That was a lot of fun. I mean, Trump killing the rest of the Republicans also. And then, I'm curious to see what Biden has to say because, all along he's been sheltered and this is the national stage. So I'm actually curious to see what he really has to say and how he says it. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So it sounds like the agreement here is we're not going to get any information on Medicare, anything true at least, and it's going to be up to you guys to fill in the gaps for everybody.
I think healthcare is going to be a big issue. A big subject tonight.
I think it will be. Yeah.
Or not, it's going to be healthcare. There's no doubt.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But the big issue for us is Medicare enrollment's around the corner. October 1st is literally 2 days away. And I know that's a big moment where there's going to be some new pricing information and new plans and things. So, Greg, what should everyone do come October 1st? Should they contact you? I know you sent out an email to a lot of people, but what does everyone need to know about October 1st?
I mean, October 1st, a lot of the numbers the dates you always see are October 15th, and that's the start of annual election period. And that's great. It's a great date to get started. However, October 1st, they kind of retitled that over the years as October 1st starts what's called pre-election period, pre-AEP. And it's a time where October 1st is legally the first time we can talk about the 2021 plans. So we start doing our coursework and our testing and getting ready for 2021 all the way back in the end of June, basically. beginning of July. And from that time forward, we start to get some of this plan info, but by law, we're not allowed to distribute it. We're not allowed to talk about it until October 1. Once that happens, we can start discussing. We can start figuring out what plan works best for people. We can start seeing what drug plans are going to cover your drugs best. But we still can't do anything at that point. So we can look all this up and we can put everything in line, but we can't take an application until at minimum October 15th. So what I tell everyone is have a little bit of patience. You have up until December 7th. Nobody wants to wait that long. I promise we never will. But for those of you who are existing clients, know our level of service, know that we're always going to get to you and make sure everything's done. Don't panic just because you see commercials on TV that are saying, do it now. You have no time. October 1st is literally the first day we can talk about everything. And honestly, we can't talk to 1,000 people in a day. So we're going to utilize every form of every medium we have, which is cell phones, email, to booking appointments online. In my email I sent out today to everybody, I put a link in there where you can actually go on my calendar, pick a time that works for you. It will only allow you to book times that I still have available. So you can book as far as 60 days out. So if you say, hey, you know what, he looks pretty full from the 1st to the 5th, go to the 6th, go to the 10th, go to the 20th. As long as we get it done, and I can say this, in previous years, every existing client, I always had their stuff done by mid-November, the latest. So first, word of advice, do not panic. If you need information, let's just talk about it and get things squared away.
Yeah, on that note, I'm going to be sending out a mass emailing to my clients with the drug plan link. I promised to do that this week. I've already used it quite a few times with some of my clients. It worked out great. I've even had clients warn me, hey, I'm not good with technology. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And the bottom line was, I said, look, we built this thing knowing that seniors are going to be on it. We wanted to make it easy as possible. So the couple of people who've said that they're not good at technology and they were worried about it, they did it right and they did it fast and they got it back to me right away. So it's something that we'll be working on. I always tell people, look, everybody will get done before December 7th. There's no doubt about that. But everybody's on a first come, first served basis. So, if you get them back to me right away, you'll get done a lot quicker than, let's say the person on November 15th. So I have everybody in a row as I'm getting them. And, when the plans come out, I will be, getting on the computer and working out which are the best drug plans and recommending them to you. Or I may just say, hey, it works out that the current drug plan that you have is good for 2021. So the reason I bring that up is, like I said, it's just get it back to me and it'll get done a lot quicker. Email is the best way to work because I keep everything lined up in a file and I'm able to get to everybody. If you can't, if an email is impossible, obviously call me. Everyone has my number and, we'll get everyone done. We've never left anyone behind during the enrollment period, unless you actually get back in touch with us December 8th. And at that point, there's nothing we could do about it. Just get the emails to us and it'll get done. We'll have it done by December 7th.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we have a new Medicare prescription drug form this year from the website. Your agent will send you out a specific link that will have their information. So Joe's picture will be here if you normally talk to Joe. But it's a simple form where you can just add your name and information. But what it allows you to do is search for all of your drugs by name and dosage so that you don't misspell them or get them wrong. And you can just add drugs using this search tool. Super easy to use. When you fill it out, it's going to go right to Greg or Joe or whoever your current agent is. And like Joe said, as soon as you fill it out, the quicker you do it, the faster they can take a look at everything, see what kind of pricing is out there, if there's any news you need to know about. Nice and simple. So we try to make it easy for you here. And like Joe said, the faster you can do it, the faster he can turn it around.
The other thing I wanted to add, and something Greg touched on, obviously we can't accept applications before October 15th. Every year I run into some stories that people tell me, well, I worked with an agent out there, agent ABC, and he took my application, said he would hold on to it or she would hold on to it until October 15th. Just like not all cops are bad, well, not all agents are bad. The reason I bring that up is if you do have an agent who's pushing you or willing to make an application before October 15th and hold it until then, it's probably best not to work with that agent. They're doing something wrong. So
Major violation.
yeah, it's a major violation, and that's not the type of person that you may want to put your business through. So I just bring that up because there's a lot of confusion out there, and some agents are trying to get a leg up on some other agents out there, and BGA does it the right way. We're not going to accept the application till October 15th. But if you do get those agents, just give us a call, and we'll guide you in the right direction and the right area, and we'll, it's just we're the people you want to work with. We're going to do things the right way. But like I said, there are a few agents out there who will try to get a leg up and cut corners and try to get the business, try to get your business that way. So that's something you just have to be aware of, and something you want to look out for. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
I think another point, Ryan, keep that form up for a second. Another point on this form, I know it says Medicare prescription drug form. It's all about prescription drugs. But realize if you're someone on this watching this right now and you have a Medicare Advantage plan, and you go, well, I don't have a prescription drug plan. I have Medicare Advantage. The prescription drug plan is included. This form's still really important for you because remember, let's say you have Aetna as your Medicare Advantage, PPO plan. If you only can have the drug plan that's attached to that. So if for some reason their formulary changed, it's going to be worthwhile to start, fill this out. Let's make sure that plan still covers your drugs. Or if they've changed or something's new, or you're looking like, hey, Greg, I have an Aetna, but I'm really interested in this new Cigna plan or this new Blue Cross plan. Well, we can't just switch it from a, Aetna PPO to a Blue Cross PPO without checking your prescriptions first. Because if it doesn't cover one of your drugs or three of your drugs or a major drug, well, then that plan's not for you, no matter how good the benefits may have been on the medical side of it. So this form is important for everybody, regardless of whether you have a supplement or an advantage plan. You want to definitely get this filled out and sent into your agent.
Something small I just want to add before I forget. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, actually, but we have covered it in the past. And it seems like I'm running into this in a few cases lately. If you have an idea when you're going to retire, whether it's 3-4 months down the road, don't wait till the last minute to get in touch with us or inquire about getting on the Part B. Part B is in boy of Medicare. I've run into cases where people have waited till the last second and their employer coverage is going to run out in a couple of days and they don't have their Part B in place. And it's hard for us to we could have you approved overnight, but we need a Medicare number. And you technically can't get a Medicare number until you sign up for Part B through Social Security. So you want to contact your local Social Security office and sign up for Part B as soon as you can. This way that's in place, and this way you have a Medicare number in time, and then we could kind of go over supplements with you and drug plans. It used to be in the past, we used to be able to kind of work around that because your Medicare number was your Social Security number. That is no longer the case anymore. They're random numbers. So it's impossible for us as agents to help you out until you actually have a Medicare number. So I just wanted to bring that up because I'm running into those cases a little bit more and more lately.
So just quickly, for anyone that might be brand new, Greg, I don't know if it's worth, or Joe, if it's worth just quickly recapping, like you brought up there, an issue. If you have Medicare Advantage, you might be wondering about your prescription drugs and things like that. Is it worth just doing a quick gloss over the difference between supplements, Advantage, and Part D for anyone that might need just a refresher on what they might have?
Yeah, sure. Just 2 minutes. When you have with Medicare, obviously for a lot of the folks who are our customers, they're split. Half probably have the Medicare with a Medicare supplement. So that's where you have A and B of Medicare. That's your primary insurance. Your supplement, also known as Medigap, fills in the gaps in Medicare. That's your secondary insurance. And then we help you get a separate Part D prescription drug plan, also known as a PDP. The other side of the coin is the Medicare Advantage side, where you choose a Medicare Advantage plan, usually in the form of an HMO or PPO. It takes over for Medicare and becomes your primary insurance. So you take your Medicare card, you tuck it aside, you're not going to use it anymore, and you're going to use that Advantage plan card everywhere. So two very different types of plans. Good coverage either way. Some like one side better than the other, but it's just make a lot of folks, when I say PPO, they think that's what a Medigap plan is just because you don't get referrals. But
right.
You're right. That's not the case. Most people have to realize If you have Medigap, Medicare is your primary, the supplement is your secondary. When you have Medicare Advantage, the actual Advantage plan is your primary insurance.
And just remember what I was talking about before. You need both parts A and B of Medicare for a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. So if you have that Medicare card, that red, white, and blue card, and has your Medicare number, and it only says Part A below that with an effective date, you also need Part B, and that's why I brought that up before. Some people think that they just have Part A and they can pick up a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. That's not the case. So what I mean is when you leave your employer coverage or it's very important to contact the Social Security office and apply for Medicare Part B. So you have that in place also.
All right. All right. So we're coming to the end here. I don't see any questions from the audience today. I see we have a lot of people watching. So if you have a question, there's a comment section on Facebook and YouTube. It's right below the video on Facebook, and on YouTube, it's to the right side. If you see a little chat box, if you want to ask a question for the guys, we're here. We'll see it, and I can bring it up on screen. If you had something you're confused by, or if you didn't understand one of the points they were making and you wanted them to recap it, go ahead and just type it right in the box. Otherwise, we're just going to move on. I know everyone's excited for the big debate tonight, so maybe we can get into some final thoughts here. And if a comment or question comes through, we'll certainly take it.
Well, the other thing I'm sorry, Greg.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to before we leave and talk about some other closing out. Lately, I'm getting people new to Medicare, and they're asking me about Plan F. People who are getting on to Medicare Part A after January 1st, 2020, Plan F is not available to those folks. But if you have Medicare Part B before January 2020, you still can get Plan F. I just want to bring that up because I'm getting a lot of questions about that lately. So that's pretty important. Everyone in the world thinks that they're eligible for Plan F, and that's not the case. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up and reiterate that.
So we have a bit of a biased question here. Joe gave this guy a ton of accolades last week. It's, his medallions hanging off his uniform were just unbelievable. We have Anthony Williams, one of our agents who subbed in for Greg last week. Greg just had a baby, if anyone doesn't realize that. So congratulations to Greg. He was out last week, so we didn't get to congratulate him on last week's stream, but new baby. So Anthony Williams, one of our BG agents, filled in. I'd say he did all right. He did okay.
I heard he did okay.
We'll say, he might be back. We'll see if anyone's clamoring for him. But there's Anthony.
Trade agreement deal, though. I mean,
Yeah, he didn't have an answer for that. Well, he might be moderating the debate tonight, so maybe we'll see what he says.
He's wearing the picture there.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid tux.
So, joking aside, there's one more thing I want to touch on. In contacting some customers are really still interested in an in-home visit. I can tell you this. I personally don't know how many in-home visits I'm going to do for two reasons. For one, as Ryan just mentioned, I had a new baby. I trust that everyone's being safe out there, but I don't know that that's probably the wisest thing for me to be in person with a lot of folks and then coming home. The other reason is the most the portion of the population who's most at risk is the group that is over the age of 65. And as careful as I have been personally, is as much as I don't need to start bringing in the potential virus into your home. So if you're looking to say, hey, I absolutely have to have somebody in person, we can work that out. And if I can't personally do it, or in Joe's case, I don't know how he feels about it, other agents would be more than willing to. But we have every ability to facilitate this online. So if it's not just a phone call and you need a meeting, technology can be a pain in the neck. But honestly, if you can get onto this video, you can get onto a Zoom call or something like that. You were able to click a link on your email. So I know that we can get on this and do this together. So I want to be in person with everybody just as much as everyone else does. I mean, we built this business based on that personal touch we've always offered. But times are a little different. And honestly, I'm not going to carry on my conscience that I went to 10 different people today, picked something up, the virus up somewhere, and went to somebody else's house and brought it in that was maybe particularly vulnerable. So please be patient with us. We will do our best to accommodate everybody's needs. But we really are going to focus a lot on being online and on the phone this year.
Any final thoughts, Joe?
No, Greg pretty much said it all.
All right, there it is. Short and sweet ending. All right, we'll wrap it up for this week. There will be a replay of this video if you need to rewatch any of the points. What we'll do is we'll have the guys send you out a link, or you can just go to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a subscribe button right below this video. If you push that button, you'll get notifications that we had a video. If you missed one, you can go back and watch the old videos. But we encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And on Facebook, go ahead and give us a like on the page, and then I'll keep you updated on everything. We're heading straight into the Medicare enrollment period, so we're going to be doing this once a week. We have Mildred Bachmeyer says, "Hi, Uncle Joe." So we got some people in the gallery here. How's it going, Mildred? So next week we'll be doing it same time. And if you have any questions just like this, we can pull them right up on screen. You can ask them. Other people might have the same questions. Don't be shy. You can get your questions answered. So, all right. We'll sign it off for this week, and we'll see everybody next week.
All right.
Bye, guys.